We're going to go over to Newaygo County right now.
Run up to Frankenmuth, Michigan.
But we're going to run down to Birmingham right now, Birmingham,
We're
Michigan.
up at Northwood University. And
We're going to go over to South Haven, Ypsilanti, Eastern Michigan University.
You'll be hearing us from all over the place, but that's the beauty of this broadcast.
Now, from the studios in downtown Lansing, it's Chris Holman's Business Beat.
And that's exactly where we are right now, and we are very fortunate to have in the studios with us Luann Dunsford. She's the CEO of Michigan Works Association, and it's good to have you here. How you doing, Luann?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's good to be here, Chris.
You are always extremely busy. Thanks for taking the time to come down here.
Hey, it's a joy.
I appreciate it. I wish we had more chachis for you. Free coffee is as good as we get.
You know, coffee's the nectar of life, so I'll take it.
Well, at least it keeps you away to enjoy it.
For
right?
sure.
All right. So listen, October, National Disability Employment Awareness Month. So why is this an important topic for all of us business folks?
Well, first of all, it is important because when I think about the word disability, I really focus on ability.
Yeah.
And so National Disability Employment Awareness Month, 70th year that the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Disability Employment Policy has celebrated disability inclusion. And this year's theme is Right Talent, Right Now. The theme emphasizes the essential role individuals with disabilities play in America's economic success, especially in an era when historically low unemployment and global competition are creating a high demand for skilled talent. When you open the doors to opportunity for workers with disabilities, it's not just a goal, it's a responsibility, and the return on your investment is off the chart.
Well, it's kind of interesting because, we do this Michigan Future Business Index every 6 months, and for the last 7 of those, which is 3.5 years, number one problem for small business is talent, getting people.
Right.
So this is even more important. Tell me how Michigan Works Association helps disability.
Well, our members are the 16 Michigan Works organizations across the state. We serve over 800,000 people every year, and among those are individuals with disabilities. And what we do is we match or try to match or give opportunities for job seekers. So we're looking at the employer saying, we've got the right person for you, and it doesn't matter if there's a disability. Let's get the right person into the job, and very often it's persons with disabilities.
It's kind of interesting because I'm asking this question. I hope I know the answer to it. Mm-hmm. But tell me about the work and why it's so important, what takes place at Michigan Works.
Well, when you walk into a Michigan Works office, there's universal services that anyone can access. You can access assistance workshops of how to brush up on your resume or how to do interviews or access information, labor market information. And then the beautiful thing about Michigan Works is that it's locally driven based on the demand in their region.
Yeah.
So you might have some innovative program that comes up so that in their area they're meeting the needs of their employers with their talent pool. So there's all different services, and you just have to get in and ask and find out what works for you.
This is really an important point because all those marketplaces, all those 16 different marketplaces are very different from each other in many respects.
They are.
And there's also different fundings that come their way with participation with other governmental agencies. There is also a lot of opportunity for that job force to get trained, and in many cases, there's tuition available for that training.
There is.
Right.
And it depends. What I always tell people is there's never enough time and money, right? There's
Right.
never enough.
Right.
But there is certainly training available. And when you have programs such as the Going Pro Talent Fund, which is really targeted towards employers so that they can upskill their existing workforce, and as you're moving up your career pathway, then you're opening up entry-level positions for others to come in, get your foot in the door, and begin to work your way up. And all of that comes right through one stop, your American Job Center, your Michigan Works organization's office.
Absolutely. And you have to go in your Michigan Works to find out what is available. But
Yes.
my God, when you go in there, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Well, you have to ask questions. It really is an independent, you have to go in. You've got to be accountable for asking those questions, and, things aren't going to float through the air to you. So you are right. Go in and ask questions. Don't be afraid. There are people there to help you.
Well, and it's kind of interesting because one of the things I like about the Michigan Works, and my history here with the Lansing capital area Michigan Works, is that they don't just see the customers, the person who comes through the door looking for opportunity. They've got another customer base, and that is the one who supplies the opportunity. That is the business community.
Yes.
That is getting out there. And I admire the way they have kind of involved that business community into not only making that match, but also the planning of a lot of programs.
Well, it all starts with the employer, right? We are a demand-driven system. And so I always like to say Michigan Works is where demand meets supply.
Yeah.
But if you don't know where you're going, you can't get there. And it all starts with the employers.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of them do really hold that group of employers pretty closely and involve them in the planning of it too. So if we've all got the same roadmap, then we do all wind up at the same spot, which is good. How do people find out more about Michigan Works for those few out there who maybe don't know about it?
Well, a good place to start is the Michigan Works Association website, my website, which is michiganworks.org. And when you go on there, there's a map that you can click through to find your local Michigan Works area and kind of continue to click through to get to your service center. Or you can call 1-800-285-WORKS, which is 1-800-285-9675, and that will trunk you to your local service center.
There you go. Hey, thanks for the good work you do, and thanks for being down in the studio today. Luann Dunsford, CEO of the Michigan Works Association. You're listening to the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.